Greetings all. Look at all that snow out there. It finally stopped snowing. Someone turned off the snow machine. It's been snowing for 3 days. We've been in temperatures hovering around zero. Believe me, it was a mess. So, when there's snow on the ground and we can't fly and it's too cold, what do? We go to the shop. That's right. We got some shop work here. I got a nice project for you guys. A winter project. This is a Carl Goldberg 25th anniversary edition J3 Cub. This sucker's been sitting in the back of my closet for years. Remember when I moved here in this little apartment, my brother told me no more buying planes. You got too much room. You don't have any room, and you got to build what you have. This is what he meant. This puppy's been sitting in the back of my closet for years. So this is going to be my winter project. Let's set the camera down here a moment. There we go. Show this off to you guys a bit. Now, like I said, I already have a Great Plains J3 Cub. If you look back at my videos, you'll see me flying that big thing. It's nice, very nice. And its proportions are similar to that of the real J3 Cub, and it flies great. This one, it's got the same dimensions. I mean, it's got a wingspan, 76.5-inch wingspan. Pretty much the same dimensions as my other J3. So, since it was a very similar plane, I pretty much figured I'd power it the same way. Now, I'm actually the third owner of this plane. In my field, we have two different airfields. Our gas field, where we fly our big gas birds and nitro planes. That's way out 40 miles in Grafton, Ohio. We should call that the Grafton Radio Control Club sometime. We joke about that. But it's a Cleveland Radio Control Club airfield, but it's in Grafton, and that's 40 miles from where I live. And that's a heck of a travel, loading up your car and then traveling 40 miles out to go fly your planes. And you truly have to make sure you pack everything because you can't turn around and come back if you forget something. Whereas our electric field, which before was our gas field, is over on Warner Road, which is right off a canal. That's only 10 minutes from where I work. So on Fridays, when I get off of work on Friday afternoon, I have a plane in the back of my car, and I go straight to the airfield, fly off the stress there. And it was great. And I only live 30 minutes from my job. And it's only from my house to from my driveway to my work place, it's only 17 miles. So, and like I say, the field's only 10 minutes from my job, so it's a lot more convenient. So, anyway, I was gonna use a gas engine, a nitro engine on this. In fact, this is what I was gonna use. When I first got this, I was so excited, especially since it was the same dimensions as my Great Plains Cub. I figured I'd use the same power setup, which is I went out and bought a Magnum XL 4-cycle engine. Now this engine worked beautifully in my Great Plains J3 Cub. I mean, a lot power to spare. In fact, it's overpowered. I usually take off at half throttle. That way it's more of a scale takeoff. But this is brand spanking new, still in the bag. Never been fired, 4-cycle engine. And killing part is I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to electrify this thing because one thing about our Warner Airfield is all electric. So no gas planes out there. So I'm gonna electrify this baby. So if anyone's interested in a brand spanking new 4-cycle 52 engine by Magnum, I'm willing to part with it. Hit me up in the personals and make me a deal. But getting back to this, I figured the power setup I use would be probably a equivalent to E-Flight's Power 32. Because in my Deuces Wild, I'm using two Power 25 setups. And believe me, that thing is, whoo, it's powerful. But I think a Power 32 setup, equivalent to a Power 32 setup, would do just fine for this. Get a 4-cell battery and put in there, and you should be just fine. But like I said, let's get back to this. I'm the third owner. Uh, One of the guys in the field said, "Hey, you do a great job with that J3. You want another one?" I said, "Sure. How much you want for it?" He says, "Nah, I'm giving it to you." He said, "Somebody gave it to me, and he worked on it a little bit, and he put it in his garage for years, and he said he needs the room in his garage, so he let me have it." I'm like, "Wow, you know, I may be the third owner, but at least I'll be the first one to fly it." So I was thinking of a paint job. I don't want to do a clip wing. Clip wings are nice, but I don't want to do a clip wing. I want to do something a little more majestic like. So I figured, let's go with an L4 paint job. I always wanted a military L4. Now, one thing about it that I've been looking at, I see a lot of L4s out there with full invasion stripes. I'm thinking of maybe going with half invasion stripes, half on the bottom, and leave the top of half of the fuselage and the top of the wing clear for something else, probably like U.S. Army or so forth. Now, Hobby King has a really nice L4, and it's smaller than this though, but I noticed it has a battery hatch underneath. Because anybody who has a high wing airplane like a Cessna or a J3 with the struts and all, taking that wing off and the struts off to get to the battery can be a real headache. So as I get this together, when I get the fuselage together, we're going to do a video on a bottom hatch. That'll be real easy to do because it isn't much down there underneath. But we're going to make a hatch. That way we can get in from underneath and put in a battery. I think a 4-cell battery may do with a 60 amp ESC. And so we'd be all right. And then I come up with something on the in-motor setup. What do you think about that? Leave a comment below. So getting on to this. Like I said, these guys, two guys ahead of me, did quite a bit of work to it. They even got some of the sanding done. Like, wow. This is almost like an ARF. Now this is truly old school. Back when everything was made of balsa. No such thing as EPO or ARFs or anything. I'm sorry, all you old timers. God, you know what? Now I think about it. This year, I'll be the big 5-0. You might as well call me an old timer too. That's right, I'm an old kook now. I'm an old timer, so this is old school, all balsa build up. Like I said, he's got the leading edges and the trailing edges done. And center half done. Just got to do some sanding on the leading edges and trimming on the trailing edges. I was originally thinking about putting barn door ailerons on here, but then I'm like, nah, maybe not. Let's not go through all that, Let's just get this thing together. That'd be time consuming, trying to modify this to build barn door ailerons, like I did on my other plane. But let's just go ahead. It's got strip ailerons. So let's just go ahead and add the strip ailerons and be happy. Yeah, we'll do that. Save time. So, but the most work I did on it, the wing tips were damaged. I guess mostly from being in storage. So I put the wing tips back together. So I still got some trimming to do on it and then bring those halves together. So, like I said, this is going to be like an ARF. It'll be real nice, real easy, real fun. Then we're going to be using not 9G servos, but standard servos in it. Ooh, standards. And they've even got the tailplanes done. In fact, even the sanding's done on the rudder, the elevator. Like I said, this is truly old school. So this is going to be fun. Flashback, old school, the way it was done the first time. No EPO. Look at that. Tailplanes are pretty much done. So I don't have too far to go on this. I was thinking about getting some. I'm not even going to paint it. I'm going to get some olive drab monocoat and a roll of gray monocoat for the bottom. And like I said, do half invasion stripes. So something simple. Now we don't want to go all out on this, but it's going to be electric. So this will be interesting. Get this baby together. I mean, all this is sanding. You know, and to be honest with you, sanding is the part that I hate about this. When it comes to sanding, I hate it. Now, the one time I enjoyed sanding was when I did my P40 with the fiberglass fuselage, and my brother lent me his palm sander. I always meant to buy an electric palm sander, and he lent me his, and believe me, that thing did a great job. So, and like I said, oh, here's the fuselage halves. You got those up. All we got to do is get the bulkheads and the formers in there and glue it in. You got the hard points in. There's a hard point for the landing gears. We got to come up with a firewall that we're going to use for electric, though. So that's going to be interesting. I was thinking about trying to chop out this window to make it more of an L4. But then that's going to cut into some things, and that might weaken the structure around this area, because this is where the wing mounts are. So maybe for time's sake, I'd probably just leave it like that anyway. I mean, who's going to know the difference unless some L4 enthusiast comes out there and says, hey, that's not an L4? So, we'll see. But maybe for time's sake, and just leave it as it is. So, we'll see. But like I said, both halves are done. And so, this is pretty much like an arc. I mean, it's pretty much all done. Here's something some of you guys out there, you newcomers to this, have never seen. Plans. Yep, these are the plans. You just lay your parts down on the plans and build it up from there. Oh boy, yeah, that brings back memories, doesn't it? So this ought to be interesting. Real fun project to do. Especially since part of it's done, real hard part is done already. So that's what I got for my winter project. And I got another winter project too. I've already bought the plans for it. You can thank Chris Allen for that. Look at Chris Allen's videos. He built, I'm not going to tell you what he built. I'm going to wait and show you it when I get it done. So anyway, I'm going to take a trip down to Dan at Laser Toys. Like I said, if you ever got on this website, check him out. He's got some really great stuff. That's lasertoys.com. Check him out. He's got some great stuff, and he's real reasonable on shipping. I'm not worried about shipping from him because he only lives 15-20 minutes away from me. Or I should say, I live 15-20 minutes away from him. I can drive by there after work and grab what I need. And he's got a lot of great stuff. Check him out. I'm going to pay him a visit, see what power setup I can use for this. He's got something. That'll save me a lot of headache right there when it comes to shipping. So, what are you guys working on this winter? Leave a comment below. Oh, here's something else. Here's the nose here, the nose. And what I'm going to have to do, this is the dummy engine. Now, since we're using electric, we won't have to worry about, we will have to worry about is having another dummy engine on the other side. So I'm going to have to duplicate these cylinders to put on the other side, which shouldn't be a big problem. No, if anybody knows me, you know that's no problem for me. But if you have an idea, hey, let me know. And that's about it right there for that. Just make another dummy cylinders to go on the other side, because if you have your gas engine, you hang your gas engine cylinder out that side. So, and we got our windshield here. Got all your parts bags. Got your landing gears as well too. So, like I said, this thing is all decals. You got everything is here. All you have to do is put it together and cover it. So, that's what I got set up for my winter projects. And I know you guys have had some time off from work and school, but still, I got some homework for you. That's right, homework. I want to hear no grumbling from you. You got homework. First of all, what is this? This is a pantograph. This one's made of metal, so it's a metal pantograph. Question for your homework: what is a pantograph? What is a pantograph used for? This also was way in the back of my closet. I got it out. I bought this a long time ago at an. Well, I'm not going to tell you where I bought it. I'm giving the answer away, will I? But it was also way in the back of my closet. Something left over from the old days. This also was old school as well too. So leave a comment. What is a pantograph? What is a pantograph used for? And I'll make a video on it, show you what it's used for. So, hey, don't forget to get your AMA. I gotta send mine out. I meant to do it last month, but I caught up on a couple things. So don't forget your AMA so we can get ready for flying. Well, you guys have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there.